The Valentine's card in her glove box was not written by my hand. Cheating wife story. I never thought I would be the kind of man who spend his afternoons sitting in a dusty downtown Los Angeles parking garage, 3 stories up, watching his own life fall apart through a pair of binoculars. The air was thick with the smell of old concrete and exhaust fumes. I watched my wife, Chloe, step out of a gleaming black Lexus 2 spots over. She was laughing, that bright, airy laugh I used to think was just for me. A man I didn't recognize, some guy in a tailored suit, leaned in and kissed her. It wasn't a friendly peck. It was long, possessive. The Valentine's card ID found tucked away in her glove box suddenly made a terrifying kind of sense. The looping, unfamiliar handwriting, the sappy poetry signed with a single initial, R. My world wasn't just cracking, it was shattering into a million pieces, and I was forced to watch as the aftershocks promised to tear everything down. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. It had all started so subtly, like a slow poison seeping into the foundations of our 10-year marriage. Chloe started working late, citing big projects at her downtown marketing firm. The excuses were always plausible. We're chasing the Miller account, she'd say, her voice tired over the phone. Then came the new clothes. The expensive lingerie she claimed was to spice things up for us, but which remained unworn in our bedroom. Her phone, once left casually on the kitchen counter, was now her constant companion, always screened down, buzzing with notifications she'd dismiss with a flick of her thumb. She became distant, a stranger living in our home on Elmwood Avenue. The warmth that once filled our house turned into a cold, polite silence. When I'd try to talk to her, to bridge the growing chasm between us, she'd turn it around on me. "You're being so needy, Mark." She'd sigh, her eyes cold. "Can't you see I'm stressed?" She was a master of manipulation, making me feel like I was the problem, that my suspicions were the real betrayal. I started to doubt my own sanity. The breaking point was a Tuesday. I needed to find the car's registration for an insurance update. I popped open the glove box of her BMW, and there it was. A crimson-red envelope. Not for me. My heart hammered against my ribs. Inside, the card was filled with words of adoration, talking about their secret lunches, their stolen moments. It was signed "All My Love," or that single letter was a death sentence for everything I held dear. My moment I couldn't breathe. The man in the parking garage, he was R. His name was Richard Sterling, a senior partner at her firm. Quick search confirmed it. They thought they were untouchable, laughing at me behind my back. The humiliation burned through me, hotter than any anger I'd ever known. That night I cried in my car, parked a block away from our own home, because I couldn't bear to walk inside and pretend everything was fine. I wasn't just hurt, I was broken. But something shifts when you hit rock bottom. The grief calcified into a cold, hard resolve. I wasn't going to just walk away. They had made a fool of me and they were going to pay for it. The next morning, I woke up a different man. I started gathering evidence with a chilling calm. I hired a private investigator who tracked their every move, their secret meetings at the Biltmore Hotel, their lunches at Perch, their weekends away disguised as business trips. I installed a keylogger on our home computer and recovered deleted emails. Hundreds of them filled with their plans and sickening pet names for each other. I opened a new bank account and quietly began moving half of our joint savings. I met with the best divorce lawyer in Los Angeles, a shark named Ms. Albright. I laid out every piece of evidence, the photos, the hotel receipts paid with a secret credit card, the text messages. Her face was grim. "This is more than enough," she said. "We can ruin them." The final piece of my plan was designed for maximum impact. Chloe's firm was having its annual awards gala at a ballroom in the Intercontinental downtown. Her lover, Richard, was slated to receive the Partner of the Year award. It was the perfect stage. I made sure to get an invitation through a contact, telling Chloe I had a work conflict and couldn't make it. She looked almost relieved. The night of the gala, I watched from the back of the grand ballroom as Richard took the stage to a round of applause. Chloe was at a front table, beaming at him with pure adoration. He started his speech, thanking the firm, his colleagues. Then, as he paused for effect, the 2 massive screens on either side of the stage, meant to display his career highlights, flickered to life. Instead of corporate logos, they showed a photo of him and Chloe kissing in that parking garage. Then another of them holding hands walking into the Biltmore. The room fell silent. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. I had paid a technician handsomely to hijack the presentation feed. Then came the audio. A recording I had captured of Chloe and Richard, laughing about how gullible I was, how they were planning to bleed me dry in a divorce. Chloe's face went white. Richard froze at the podium, his award speech forgotten. People were staring, pointing, whispering. Their perfect world was incinerated in a blast of public humiliation. The fallout was immediate and catastrophic. Richard was fired the next day. His wife filed for divorce, using the very evidence I had so publicly displayed. Chloe was ostracized, fired for her unethical conduct with a senior partner. She came home to find the locks changed and a letter from my lawyer on the doorstep. When she finally faced me in court, she was a shell of the arrogant woman I once knew. My lawyers systematically dismantled her, using the evidence of her affair and her conspiracy to commit financial fraud against me. The judge awarded me the house, the majority of our assets, and even made her liable for my legal fees. She was left with nothing. No job, no lover, no money, no home, just the ruin she had built for herself. Now the house is quiet, the silence is heavy, a constant reminder of what was lost. I sometimes sit in the living room where we used to laugh, and I feel a profound emptiness. There was no triumphant celebration, no joy in my victory, just a cold, quiet peace. I destroyed her life as completely as she destroyed mine. The end.